So I recorded a video a few days ago. Ended up never posting it. It was Monday, I'm pretty sure. Um, yeah, I never posted it. But I just wanted to just talk, I guess, because summer just started for me. Just finished my freshman year of college, and it was a really good experience. However, I feel like I want to undertake a lot of more responsibilities, more so than I have already, and be more accountable and actually incur change in my life. And long lasting change. First of all, with trading, I've wanted to implement a one trade philosophy. I just take one trade every morning towards the bias I'm favored towards the most. Right. So this morning, I was bearish, of course, because if we scale out, just look at this. Why would I be looking for buys in this? Right. I'm just not going to start looking for buys in this. However, while I scale down, I saw a price down here, create some liquidity, yada yada. Never swept it here, strong push up. I'm like, okay, this kind of gives me confirmation to enter for a buy. We see price slowly rally down on this candlestick right here. Let me show you. This is all I saw, right? So, okay, that just was completely useless. Okay, on this candlestick right here, price was pushed all the way up here. We scaled down even more. 5 minute entered right here. Really, what I should have been looking for, and what I was looking for, was a Fibonacci from here down to here. We broke structure, showing that we are pushing down, and we also swept liquidity. So now we're expecting price to even have a strong rally back up, then a push down, because the sweep of liquidity gives price the um, reason to come back up. Give us some more confluence with price here, tapping back into this area of discount. I'm pretty sure discount and premium. No, pr- premium and discount. Premium. This is premium. This is discount. Um, and we see price tap here. Wick strongly down. I wasn't trading at this time because it's what 6 a.m. Um, entering here would have been good. We see price back here. Area of supply. Boom. Tap down. Close below it. Push on. And even as I started trading on the day, what do we see? We see price push up, pull up. We see this candlestick just give us confirmation price is pulling down. Um, Again, we see price pull up, pull down, pull up, pull down. Then we see the strong candlestick down. This could have been our entry right here. Just even more confirmation that price is going to push down. Stop loss could have been down there. TP could have been at this negative 61.8. Right here, price smashes that TP. But I did enter down here. Kind of FOMOed in. Okay. I'm gonna just be transparent. I'm not gonna hold things back anymore. I know people don't watch these, but it's more for me and holding myself accountable. So I did get three accounts, right? The first one I passed like into funded, and yesterday I blew because I didn't follow the one trade philosophy. After I passed the funded, my philosophy is one trade a day, no matter what. Aim to make $300 each and every day. Not each and every day, but every day I see an opportunity. If I see a trade I'm more convicted in, of course I'm going to increase my risk. But my I'm looking to just make that. And then after I lost the trade, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get it back. I have two chances. Then I increased my risk, and then I kept flip flopping. Same cycle. I've continued to keep going, and it's only because of this one reason that I am not going. I am not. following the one trade philosophy. That's why. If I followed one trade and I just took one good trade, I just was patient, patiently waited until enough confirmation to get the one trade. I'm like, okay, this trade right here, I could risk a lot and I'd be confident in it. And if it doesn't play out, I'm going to be okay with it. However, I trust my setup enough that if I lose, I know that price is just either doing something that doesn't make sense to me or doing something that, okay, if I get stopped out here, then I'll enter for a buy. Or if I get stopped out here and I see price rally up and then pull down, then I'll enter for a buy. And if that doesn't play out, then I'm done for the day. Something like that, you know. However, we got this trade, pretty good trade. We're up on this account because I bought another account, just wasting money, honestly. It was just a waste of money. Um, and I blew that immediately. I went on NQ and just kind of gambled. I feel like this is the reality of trading, something that most undisciplined traders are going to go through. And with discipline, it's not about being perfect. It's really not. It's just about finding something that keeps you so grounded. Something simple that keeps you grounded. Taking one trade is so simple and it keeps you grounded to the point where you can't make any other mistakes. If you know that you have one chance to make a trade and that one chance has to be as good as you can get it, you're going to take the best trades possible and your win rate's going to be extremely high. Your risk to reward's going to be very good, and you're just going to take the best trade you can possibly. And if you do that consistently for days and weeks and months and years, there is zero doubt in my brain you are going to be profitable. Because if your edge is good, if you have an edge, right? If you have an edge that has been proven through backtesting and you see that it genuinely works, right? Most of the time, then bro, you wait for the perfect. When I say perfect, I mean the most suitable, the best confluences you can find, the best confluences you can get for the market conditions you're in, right? Because the market conditions are never going to be perfect. We're in a war with the Middle East, right? There's conflict there. There's things going on with oil and all of this. The market conditions are never going to be perfect. So to not to rush a trade is way worse than waiting for a good enough trade in these market conditions, right? And I don't think these market conditions are going to slow down anytime. We got to get used to this. So yeah, that's the philosophy I need to adapt. Just one trade, and I just need to stick to this, right? Just stick to this, be consistent, use the same lot size and everything. Once I pass an account, so when I'm actually trading the account, I'll risk way more because I mean, it's an eval. Why would I trade it like it's a funded account? You know, and like risk. Sorry about the dog, but risk like two or go for $200 wins on a small funded. At least for me, that doesn't make sense. For someone else who's just starting off, that makes sense. So you could build yourself up, but I'd rather just do that on the funded because it's I don't know if I'm wrong for that, but it seems like more worth my time to do that on a funded because you could just do that on a live account at that point and just build up from that. I do want to get a live account at some point as well, or continue on a live account. Some other things I want to work on, at least for school, I do want to become a leader in this Bible study group I go to. Well, I'm planning on becoming a leader, but I gotta find a way to get to this leadership thingy over the summer they're holding in Orlando. Um, Besides that, I mean, I feel like I want to be more knowledged in not just scripture, but I guess kind of theology and just like understanding different concepts that people argue against, right? People nitpick a lot in with things in the Bible, and it's something that in my life I've always just like, well, and I never have a concrete answer for it, and it's like, Well, I believe so. That's the only thing that matters when that's not really true. You have to understand and be able to fight for your faith and not just fight, physically, but fight with your words, fight with your actions, your behaviors, your mindset, right? The things that are invisible, because we serve an invisible. We're subject, not subject. We believe in an invisible thing, right? And the invisible makes, or the invisible works. The invisible works through the visible. I don't know. But our faith is essentially invisible. You can't see it except through the things in your life, right? And it's not like something you could concretely say you see. And a lot of people use that against Christianity and the Bible. And I feel like I if I want to become a leader and I truly want to, and I desire this. I desire to learn more. I desire to be more knowledge. I have this deep desire for it. I need to understand these things, right? And I feel like it's just so necessary for me to do that. And I have a lot of books. Well, I have this one book about what does the Bible really teach. Oh, there's some other books I want to read about the Bible and the Bible itself. I've been watching videos a lot, and I just feel like I want to get really more in depth with that. Um, Besides that, some other side hobbies like gardening. My backyard's kind of a mess, and I want to clean that up. Also, yeah, I want to clean it up and get a garden started, but that does cost money. So I've been just slowly just working towards that. Well, I haven't really been working towards it, if I'm gonna be completely honest. However, we'll see. Um, but more than that, I've been baking a lot. I love baking. Been making at school and whatnot. Um, and just want to learn more recipes, how to do more things, and things of that nature. Because I don't know, I really like baking. And I also want to get into cooking. But yeah, I want to get more into baking, and I don't know. My sister-in-law suggested that I should like make videos of it, and she showed me videos of other people like baking and things. Said, well, if they could do it, you can. And she's definitely right. I have no reason not to. Like during the times I bake, I should, because it doesn't hurt, you know. And I do plan on start. I want to try and start a baking club next year at my school. Um, that's just how much I hit like baking. And we also have like this farmers market. I'm pretty sure every Wednesday. So it just doesn't hurt to get involved with it. And I have some friends who are interested. So literally worst case scenario, this just becomes a friend thing. Best case scenario, other people get involved, and you never know. You never know where you could take this. Um, what else? I mean, reading in general. Yeah. I also want to journal. Get back into journaling and praying for a lot of people in my life. I also want to learn how to speak to people about Jesus more because I find in my life that I'm encountered in so many scenarios where someone says something that is very worldly, and it's contradictory for me to say that because I look at my own heart and I see a very worldly heart. I have thorns in my flesh, right? That keep prodding at me and keep keep reminding me of my insufficiency, my incompletedness in Christ, right? But I feel like that's all part of the journey. We all are uncompleted, all of us. Not none of us can look at our hearts and say, "Yeah, I'm good enough to go ahead and judge others." No one. So I feel like it's such a false, it's such a lie to tell yourself you're not good enough. Because no one is. Me telling you about Jesus and how he saved me and how he could save you too, how the ways you're living right now don't align, does not mean I don't tell myself the same thing. You know, I care enough for you to treat you how I don't want to say I want to be treated, because I also learned that saying treat people how you want to be treated is selfish, because not everyone wants to be treated how you want to be treated. But I feel like if someone genuinely doesn't want it, genuinely doesn't want to know God, doesn't want to know Jesus, is interested, then that's okay. Then at least I tried. Um, but I also want to take my prayer life really serious. And like these aren't just temporary things. These are life changes. These are things I want to make part of my life. Like this is I want this to be my life. But it's hard with things like doom scrolling and lust and greed and envy. Lust, greed, and envy, all of these things just keep weighing you down. Depression, anxiety, worry, um, self guilt, a constant blaming of yourself for certain things. It's so unhealthy, and it truly has an effect on you and yourself. I'm also in the business program. I'm in a business program at my school, and I want to get more involved. I was super involved last semester, going to LinkedIn. I mean, getting a bunch of things on LinkedIn. And I feel like I've kind of fell off from what I was at in high school. Because, I mean, I'm pretty sure my GPA was boosted in high school, so I had kind of a setup, but I've been falling off. And my GPA isn't where I want it to be. I haven't gotten like C's or anything, but I've just gotten low A's and high B's. And for me, I want to do better. Want to get back to getting A pluses and A's. And that's for me. My parents don't even know my grades. I just want to make my time in school worth it. You know, but yeah, I'm taking a summer class. Well, over the summer, obviously, and I also want to learn how to be better with my money. I find myself, I have a philosophy to myself where I just don't care, not about spending money, but I don't care about hoarding money. I don't care about it because I know money will come and go, but going out with your friends and getting something to eat, spending like 20, 30, 40 even dollars to just go out and eat and maybe cover a friend who needs it. I know that's a lot. Yeah, I guess expensive, but I just find myself not caring that much because nothing, and money can't buy these experiences. Money really can't, you know. Money could pay for them, but worst case scenario, do something for free. Do something that doesn't need the money. And I feel like it's just an excuse to say I don't have enough for it, you know, or I need to be in a better financial situation to do this and that. If you need to be in a better, of course, like if you want to go to Japan, you need a better financial situation. But what are you going to Japan for? To experience different things, a different culture, to have fun, to get yourself out of your bubble. A lot of people haven't even explored their own state. A lot of people haven't been to like so many different places in their own state. I know I haven't. Like, there's a bunch of places in my state, like a bunch of waterfalls and stuff, or parks. I don't know. It's generalized. It's not generalized to everyone, but it's different for everyone. And I feel like you shouldn't let money stop you from reaching your happiness, being doing what you truly want to do. You should never let money stop you, because money, at the end of the day, I've been summoned. Hold on. All right, I'm back. That was my grandma. Um, Another thing with that, I kind of fear for her because she's getting older, and with that it comes pain and more suffering with age and whatnot. But we pray for her. Um, but what was I talking about? I was talking about something. I was talking about something. All right. I think school, my grades, and then I was talking about the business. I think I should email my advisor because I want to get more involved in school or my business program. But please, I think I'm gonna email just asking what I can do next year to get more involved. Um, because I want to leave an impact, and not it doesn't have to be an impact on like, oh, it changes the school's revenue by 2 billion% or something like that. I just want to leave an impact on people and leave them knowing God and knowing God doesn't have to be boring. Knowing God isn't boring. It's fun. It's a cherishable life. It's a life that you can live and laugh, and it doesn't have to be drinking and smoking and sex doesn't have to be what fulfills you. It doesn't have to be. There's many things in life that could fulfill you, and people wonder why they get so addicted to smoking, drinking, and sex and whatnot. If those things take you away from God, what do they bring you closer to? Who would want you to stay stuck in these habits if it brings you far from God? Because you realistically can't be doing the same two at the same time. So, so it's either one, you, you're just willingly accepting it. You're willingly knowing that, yeah, I'm doing this and I don't care, which is probably the case. Some people just don't know. Some people don't know the repercussions for what they are doing, what they're doing to their bodies, their minds, their dopamine receptors. You know, like I have a problem with scrolling on Instagram. I love to scroll, and I want to say I want to delete Instagram, but I make up excuses for myself, like, oh, I have group chats and I post stories and stuff. But I mean, I feel like it's a self discipline thing, self control thing. Dang, this chart pumps. I wasn't even looking. Um, Self control thing where I just need to understand myself, understand that I'm human, right? And I need to set up boundaries. If I can't stop scrolling, how am I gonna stop lusting over women? How am I gonna um stop anxiety, worry, depression? If I can't rely on God when like every time I find myself scrolling, just be like, God, I really don't want to do this. I don't want to waste my time anymore. I'm done with wasting my time. Like how many people are still wasting their time and they're just sitting in it. They used to have a fire in their heart for something, and now it's gone, and people don't care to find it anymore. People don't care to desire something. People don't care for that anymore, and it makes me sad, man, because I know how it feels to want something so bad. I remember, I think 3 years ago. Let me check. 'Cause I started trading 3 years ago. Pretty sure. 2023. January, February, March, April. Yeah. 3 years ago, I started trading. And I was so on fire. I, man, I would wake up at 6 a.m. every day and just watch this course. And just study and study. Study. I'm pretty sure I learned it was the quarter level theory. Um, what was it? support resistance and key levels, key areas. I remember. I wasn't good at it. I wasn't good. I'm way better at this than I was at key areas and stuff because I was not good at it. It was confusing to me. Fibonacci, I still carry on. I love Fibonacci. Love it. Um, but I was so on fire for it, and although I complicated it, if I had that same fire, that same desire, the same desire that I had back then, now the same desire to journal and just learn every key detail about this and study it and really understand like the fundamentals involved and learn everything. People don't understand what they could accomplish. They don't understand. They think, oh, one day doesn't matter, but one day is an accumulation or accumulates to 3 days, which accumulates to seven, which accumulates to 14, which accumulates to 30 days, accumulates to 90 days, accumulates to 180 to 365 days. People don't understand how important one day is. One day is so important because not every day is given. Some people just waste their time, waste their lives, and I'm sick of wasting my life. I'm sick of it. I'm done with wasting my life. I'm done with wasting my time. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I can't keep doing it. There's a there's a verse in I think first second or first Timothy. I'm gonna find it real quick. I'll find it here actually. Not that one. Hope it was first. I think it's chapter 6. Du-du-du. Nope. Mm-mm. I'm definitely close. So hold on. Ah, here it is. So, First Timothy chapter 5, verse 24 to 25. The sins of some are obvious, reaching the place of judgment ahead of them. The sins of others trail behind them. In the same way, good deeds are obvious, and even those that are not obvious cannot remain hidden forever. Pe- Some people just don't understand everything has consequences. People think just because I'm people. I'm talking to myself here, and when I say these things, and I never understood that things had consequences. The things you do late at night on your phone when no one's watching, and you think it doesn't have consequences, and man, I, everything has consequences, and if you don't see it, you don't see it in the way people judge you, but you see your skin start to change. You see your the way you talk start to change. You see your mood start to change. You see your attitude, your outlook on life start to change. You don't want the same things anymore. You don't want love no more. You just want to mess around. You don't want these things anymore, right? And people think just because, oh, no one knows I did this, no one knows, and oh, I don't know, I'm just feeling weird. People don't understand that their deeds have these consequences. Smoking, pornography, all of these things, they have consequences. They have consequences. The sins of others trail behind them. Some of our sins, they trail behind us. We don't think they do though. A lot of people don't think, oh, vaping, smoking, drinking, they're not sins. I just do them for fun. They they take the edge off. What about medically advised um marijuana? People, I mean, people do drugs and they're not medically advised. There's some medically advised drugs, yeah, but when you take it out of the context of using it for medicine, using it for actual health, you're just using it for leisure, and what does that cause you to do? Cause you to just what's your focus on at that point? Because you're using drugs to get your mind off of things, ease the stress. Does God not say to cast your, hold on, let me find that, cast your worries, cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. Cast your cares on the Lord and he will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken. Do you truly not believe that? How can you be a Christian when you smoke? Because what does the purpose have? If you're doing it for leisure, you're doing it to clear your mind. What are you relying on? Something that God, something that was that's of the earth. God created the earth, and you're relying on something of the earth to do God's job. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your request to God. Every situation, you're a little stressed about, oh, my girlfriend broke up with me, oh, I lost my job, oh, I'm getting evicted, oh, anything, someone in my family died, anything. And it's hard, man. It's hard because life's not, life is not a joke. It's not easy. It's not getting any easier. Things happen, and it's so easy to decide that I'm going to take this in my own hands because God let this happen in my life. People talk about, oh, God lets bad things happen to show the good. Why would he let this bad thing happen to me? Why me? And why did it have to be so severe? Why did he have to take my brother? Why did he have to take my mother? Why did he have to take my father, my anything? Why did he have to do that to me? Man, it's so rough. It's such a sensitive and difficult topic to speak on because not a lot of people will be willing to accept the real answer, right? These things happen, and I don't know. That's the real answer. People ask why do bad things. I don't know. But I know one thing that at the end of the day, if you cast your worries upon the Lord, if if you just bring it to him, it might not happen the second, it might not happen the same second, it might not happen the same hour, but you will be brought peace. That's one thing I can guarantee you. You will be brought peace for your trust and confidence in Him. Some people don't have confidence in God. They're like, oh, okay, you know what? I'll pray. God, take this away from me. You see, I prayed. People, you don't have no confidence. And I don't know why things happen. I don't know why bad things happen to good people or good things happen to bad people. But a lot of people, a lot of people attribute the word good to something that they deem worthy of being good. Oh, good. Oh, yeah, they're doing good in their life. They have millions. That's something that you deem as good. They have they have a wife. They have money, success, fame. Oh, this person is TikTok famous. Why couldn't that be me? Why couldn't that good thing happen to me? Why do you deem it as good? Why do you attribute good to something you as a human flawed in your nature? You are in no place to deem something as good or not good because we are flawed and our judgment is flawed and our hearts are flawed, our minds are flawed, our behaviors are flawed, everything about us is flawed. Everything. And when we do this, of course, we haven't. We well, when we do this, we attribute the wrong things to good things, right? What are actual good things? And we see this in the way that Jesus lived. We see good things as being humble, meek, being able to say no to temptation, being able to walk in righteousness. That's a good thing right there. That's a really good thing right there. And people don't want to hear that. I want what I could feel, what I could touch, what I could spend, what I could do now. I want it now. I want it now. I don't want to wait, and I want it now because this life is the only life I get. There's nothing outside of this. But when they But just what if we're right? What if our faith is not of lackluster confidence, lackluster? What if it's not of misplaced hope? What if we're not coping? What if we're right? What if? And what if after all of this you have to face judgment and then you have to go before the Lord and then he has to tell you, um, he has to tell you, what do you say? Why can't I think of it? He has to tell you, depart from me, for I never knew you. The child, the heart that he carved before you were even in your mother's womb. He doesn't realize that. No, he doesn't see that in you anymore because you morphed it into a heart of evil, and you didn't allow the blood of Jesus to rinse your heart clean again. You let your heart be morphed into an evil worldly heart from the heart that he made for you, and then depart from me. Years, people don't understand how long eternity is. It never ends. You, What if you have to spend an eternity away from righteousness, an eternity in darkness and evil and sadness and bitterness? And what if, are you willing to take that chance? Do you really not want to try it that bad? And if you have tried it and you haven't seen the fruits, are you willing to just give up? The Lord calls us to be patient and to trust Him. And even there are seasons in my life when when I don't believe that God's with me. I've been so wrapped up in my sin, and I just want to give up. I do. I really do. I don't believe that God can save me. I don't think it's worth it anymore. I don't want to. I don't want to do anything. Life doesn't seem like it's worth living. There's things that just get to your mind, and then something happens, and then you just want to give up. You don't want to do this anymore. You don't want to put my trust in God after my whole day just happened, and I feel stressed. I feel worried. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And then people face this and they give up. And then some people pray and they see nothing. Some people pray again, they see nothing. Some people continue on praying and they don't realize that sometimes God doesn't answer your prayers because He's working on it in a different area of your life. Man, I forgot the book. But I feel like sometimes we're worried about the wrong things. We feel like if this is solved, then I'll truly be happy. But sometimes God works in mysterious ways, man. Mysterious. And the reason they're mysterious is because we'll never understand why. You can never predict it. You can never. And the reason I said that, and I know it doesn't make sense, but man, there are so many times in my life when I prayed for one specific thing, one thing, and then something else happens, and then it answers that prayer somehow. Something else completely unrelated to that happens, and it answers my prayer. I don't understand how. I don't understand why, and I don't understand when I even needed that. All right. And God works in a different area of our lives, and he shapes that, and to be able to answer that, and then we realize, wow, I was praying for this, but the whole time I needed this, and then God revealed that to me. He gave that to me. And an example for me, at least, I mean, I would say my last relationship, man. I think that's a really good example because I was praying for a renewal of faith in that relationship, another chance, another an ability to be able to fix what was broken, and I was focused on the wrong things, man. I wasn't praying that God works his will in this. I was praying that God does this because this is what I want. And I'm going to push it on God. And if he doesn't answer it, that means he's in the wrong. That means he's not able. That means he's not capable. That means that he is not God. If he does not do what I want him to do, when I bring my prayers to him and when I read, oh, pray and it will be given, okay, I'm going to pray for something. And if you don't do it, then that means you lied. But we take that verse out of context because we see other verses in the Bible talk about prayer talk about prayer, and it tells us to pray within the will of God. And within, if it's within the will of God, it will happen. What did Jesus do, man? What did Jesus do when praying? Jesus, God Himself in human flesh. What did He do? Oh, where are we? No, it's not here. Here it is. Jesus about to be crucified. He sees what's ahead of him. He sees what is ahead of him. My Father, if it is possible, may this cup be taken from me. Yet not as I will, but as you will. Jesus didn't pray that my Father, take this cup from me. Please, if it is possible, take this cup from me. No, he added this. He added yet not as I will, yet. Because if this does not happen, then it is not of your will. I understand that. Yet not as I will, but as of you, but as you will. We just bring requests up to God, and we just think we know God's will. I'm gonna rephrase that. I think we think we know God's will in certain situations. I think overall God's will is to build the kingdom of heaven. That's what God wants. That's what Jesus called us to do. Matthew 28:19. He calls us to be disciples, to make disciples, and therefore go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, then teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you. And surely I am with you always at the very end of the age. This is what we've been called to do. This is God's will. He wants to just advance the kingdom of heaven. He wants each and every human to go to heaven and to be with him, to spend eternity with him, because he knows what he has is good. I've been talking for a while, but I have something to go do at 1. Um, just spark that fire back inside of you, man, and don't forget God. Your life is worth so much more than you think, and I wish someone would have. I wish I could have told myself this one when I was going through stuff that low key wasn't even all that, but I made it seem like it was all that, you know. So I feel like I need to do this more though. I should do Bible studies in it. I don't know. I'll think about it. But yeah, that was basically it. God and trading. But yeah, I'll catch you guys another time.